Who we got with us this morning?
Our Father.
Our
Father.
Your father?
Our Father in heaven.
What's your name?
Camille Elise Johnson.
Tell us a little bit about yourself, Miss Camille. Where you're from,
Born
how
and
you
raised
grew up.
Granite City, Illinois. 62040. I don't have a telephone right now. I live on the streets. I'm suffering from a couple addictions and sliding down a hill. It feels like a mudslide.
What kind of household did you come from?
I'd say middle class.
Mother and father present in the home?
No. Well, my stepfather, but they split up at the end of my mom's life. She got brain cancer and lung cancer. Lost my sister recently with my mom about a year apart with lymphoma cancer and lung cancer, or with lymphoma cancer and breast cancer. I'm 37. I'm a Gemini. My birthday's on Flag Day, June 14th.
What schools did you go to?
Granite City High School, Coolidge, the Braves, Warrior Braves, that's what they call us.
Yeah, brothers and sisters?
I have a half-sister.
What's your relationship like with her?
It was rough. At the end of her life, she started to actually love me, I'd say.
Your half-sister?
Well, yeah, because we had different daddies.
What was the friction between you guys growing up?
I don't know. She's always been stuck in her overbearing manners of she used to chew her toenails off at the kitchen table while we was eating dinner. It was weird. Let me see, what else did she do? She would like hog all the toys.
Mm-hmm.
She was older than me, so how much older was she? I think 6 years.
She was territorial.
Definitely.
/ selfish.
Yes. And ordinary, outspokenly wild.
Did you graduate?
Nope, I went to my sophomore year with junior credits.
What caused
or
you?
Junior year with sophomore credits.
What was the cause of you leaving school?
Didn't want to go and start smoking pot.
Who introduced you to that lifestyle?
Myself. It was myself. I can't blame it on nobody else but myself because I still made that choice.
Was the reefer a gateway to anything harder?
No, I think I've been introduced to everything that there is in the world besides a hidden cabinet. But I feel like I'm just stuck in a time zone where I can't go front, I can't go back. But I know I can go straight up and down. And if I want to run that too far, if I get my hands on a gun, I'll be fucking blowing somebody's head off. So, with that said, I should stop with that because it's an epidemic with the drugs and weapons right now. And my cousin, that was a plan that my cousin had, was to try to break down on the gun violence. And that was a big positive thing that was a good, not an appetite, but an accusation, a good positive outlook in my life that I could start after, like when I got out of rehab or jail or prisons or from death or whatever that was going on that day, to overcome it and utilize what tools and what I know to try to keep sober. But for some reason, I won't let that happen, and I'm out looking over the good because I know the bad is still there, and they'll always be there, and they'll be the ones hidden in the back behind the tree stumps, not in the tree but behind it. Well, like why we're cutting them down to make pencils or something for, you know, grade schools or something like that, and they're just like, yeah, thirsty men that are looking for a different reasoning besides a grown woman. You know what I'm saying? There's weirdos all over the world. Granite is one of the most awkwardest places, even with me, or with a person like me. There's few awkward people in Granite, actually, but countless hours of running this shit through my head over and over and over, wondering what is gonna ever change. And it doesn't look like I'm gonna get to. So
What do you think could be done in Granite for things to change for the better?
And they are, the police officers are definitely stepping up to the plate, and that's a good thing. I'm actually excited to see what maybe, I guess, next year could bring. Starting a new year, so I'll give it that.
Is there an epidemic in Granite, drug-wise?
What would define that for me?
Is there like a lot of activity drug-wise in Granite, like where it's like just everywhere? Of
course there is. Especially with St. Louis being right there. There'll always be, no matter if it's raw or fentanyl.
What's your take on the fentanyl situation? Because that's kind of like the epidemic I'm speaking of, basically.
Yeah, I'm highly addicted to it.
What introduced you to the fentanyl, or who introduced you to the fentanyl?
I'm not gonna say a name, but it was a man, so that kind of makes him look like a weaker person, but I'm not gonna really beat him down because that's not the person I am. So I just rather not say his name, but I don't blame him, but I hate him for it, but I don't hate who he is as a person, and I still have love for him. But it's just, I mean, we used to be kind of close, but it's just, I had to empty my my friendship and love out for him, because, but that was still my choice, so I shouldn't be like that. But
how did that introduction go with the fentanyl? Like, how does...
Well, obviously, the first 3 or 4 hours rode around Granite, and I was nodded out like that the whole time, so my head hanging out the car door. I don't even think we realized what was, like, how long we was driving for. And then, he shot me up with it, and I wasn't really too used to shooting up any drugs at that time, so it was different for me.
How long did it take you to get hooked on it?
That one
After
time.
the first time?
At one time. And when I first done my ice or methamphetamines, first time I done it, I'm a very addicted person. Got personality and human-wise. And I mean, I'm strong, and I know that, and I know I can say no, but there's just something, I don't know where all that strongness went, or willpower, or extreme to want to be a grown woman and not a fucking dope whore off the street. Like a cancer patient, you know, trying to get my treatment every day. That's what I should be like, but I don't know where to get it from. I don't know where to go in that store and pick up that bag or pick up that item and say, okay, let's go scan this and let's purchase this so I can get on through the day and not be whacked out. Or where I can go see my probation officer, or make this decision right or that right or wrong, or not do it at all, or save it for later. No, there's none of that. I don't have no control right now, and it sucks.
What advice would you give somebody thinking about trying it, or thinking that they could just try it and leave it alone and it's not going to affect them? Like,
sit with me for an hour, and that hour, or not even an hour, and a half hour. Because I'll probably have 3 or 4, 9, craving of 9 or 10 at that time, at that moment. That's how strong my cravings are. From me not doing so much, but from me and then other people personalizing it in my life and just subdividing or liquidating it, you know, through everybody I'm around, and I feel it and it sucks. And then it's like I'm floating in the air. I'm motionless, bloodless, plateless, definitely not flawless, timeless, and unappreciated with my love.
Have you ever tried to get off of it?
Yes, I have. I did 6 months. I think I went to prison and I was clean when I got out. No, I did that on the street. No, I went to the methadone clinic and I was clean for 6 months. But I worked and I got a car and I kind of got up off the ground for a second, but that was about it.
What caused you to go back after the 6 months?
Bored. Bored. I was bored.
If you could go back in time and talk to a young Miss Camille, knowing what you know today, what would you tell her? Or what would you do differently? Or both?
I would show her what a young lady should look like and what a drug addict appears like. And that them two don't mix well. Because that one will drag that one down quicker than the other one will. And that's a fact. And the only thing else I know is you won't find a relationship. You won't find your children. You won't find love. You won't find... Like, hunger is just like eating at your stomach. I've gotten so many enemies and I don't even know who they are. Because they overpowered me and is on my... Like, if I'm in a hospital, they're on my floor and I'm like stuck out the window hanging on a string. Like on a rope. Or just say a couple of my brains, my meat of my brains just wrapped up together, me hanging on them. That's how I feel.
Miss Camille, in closing, if there's anything you want to say to anybody looking for you, worried about you, wondering if you're okay, now's the time you can say it.
I'm not okay. I might be seeming like I'm breathing, but I don't think it really matters. Focusing is a problem. Issuing it is a problem. Noticing it is not a problem because I stand out no matter what, and everything I do, I fucking hate it. And it's like I can only move in so many different ways before my body's like, it's not gonna, you can't move that way, Camille. Why? Why can't I? Because they already only got me in them pose or whatever, them scenes of what's going on in Granite City. And it fucking sucks. But I guess that's the problem with my choices.
Ms. Camille, we appreciate you sitting down with us, taking time out with us, and sharing your story. And thank you very much. We wish you all the best.
Thank you.